Hello and welcome back to this week's watches. I am very excited to bring you, yes, another load of awesome timepieces ranging from modern to vintage to affordable to expensive and everything in between, which is what we do over at kibblewatches.co.uk. That felt good, that felt good. Anyway, before we get started, what's on the wrist? We'll start backwards this time, apparently. I am wearing a gorgeous Rolex Yachtmaster 116622 with the platinum bezel, platinum dial, and this watch is in probably about an hour going to be off to go get polished and then on its way to its new owner. So it's going to be sad to see it go because it only arrived a couple of days ago. But what a stunning timepiece it is. Always wanted one of these. Before we get into all the watches on the table, as always, in the description is a link to every watch you see here and also a timestamp to skip to that specific part of the video where I am talking about that specific watch. And if you do have a watch to sell, make sure you go to the website, kibblewatches.co.uk, and sell at the top, complete the form, and I usually get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. If I do seem not as energetic today, do forgive me. I'm recording this the same day we did the Q&A, and I am exhausted. You guys and girls have been keeping me so busy, and thank you so much for it. Keep it going, all right? Just maybe let me have Sunday off, please. That'd be nice. But yeah, it's going really well. You guys and girls are buying so much at the moment, and you're sending in so much for sale. It's just insane. I can barely keep up with it. So yeah, keep it up. Thank you very much. And two watches from this drop have already sold before the video. There was an Oris Divers 65 Hodinkee limited edition, which was limited to 250 pieces. That should be on its way or already with the new owner over in the Netherlands. Thank you very much for the purchase. And also a Tag Heuer Monza. Really cool watch. A lot of history and heritage in that timepiece, and I know the new owner is over the moon with it. So again, thank you for your purchase and enjoy. Well, let's get straight into it, shall we? Where do we begin? I think we're going to start with one of my favorites on the table, and it's one of the most affordable actually, a stunning, gorgeous Mido. I see a gorgeous Mido and I just can't help myself. This is a stunning example. 1950s Mido Multifort extra flat, and the reason it's the extra flat is it is manually wound, so it doesn't feature the slight bubble that you get with the automatic ones, and it has a slightly thinner caliber as well. This is actually the manually wound Mido 1200D inside. Now, why is this watch so special? Well, that bezel you see isn't gold plated, that is solid 18 karat gold. So quite unusual to have that, and you can see the indices and the hands are also in gold, and the dial has developed this stunning patina where it's gone like a, I don't even know how you describe that, but really nice original example. It's even got its original Bourgeois crown, screw down case back, you know, it's perfect. And we've got it paired on this nice 16mm brown leather strap, which in my opinion suits it beautifully. But the condition is stunning. You can see it's got its reference over there in the lugs, as most Midos from this era do, which is 3901. Now let's get on to dimensions. This is a very surprising little watch at 33mm. Now don't be put off by that size. Let's bring that into focus. Come on, there we go. 33mm by 40.5mm, so it's a smaller than usual watch, but it still wears gorgeous. It's 10mm thick with 16mm lugs. Now I personally love this kind of size. I think it sits very much under the radar. It obviously slips under a cuff being that thin, but it is just beautiful and great for him or for her really at this kind of size. So definitely go check that one out now on the website. From there, let's go to a limited edition Sinn. Now to a stunning blue dial Sinn. This is actually a limited edition Sinn. It's the reference 104 STSABE, or something along those lines. Go check it out on the website. It's quite a long reference number, but really stunning dark blue, but that pops in certain light style, with faux patina in the indices and the hands, and even in the loom clip on the bezel there. It comes on this vintage style leather, and it actually comes with its box and papers and also its original spare strap in very good condition. You can see the exhibition case back right there, which is a Solita SW 220-1 deploying clasp as well, with its signed buckle. There we go, you can see it. So signed buckle, box papers, everything you'd want, and it is a stunning design. And this is the one thing I think Sinn get done very well, which is sort of brutalist design in terms of like the way it's done with the sharp lugs and the sharp corners, but still done very elegantly with those syringe hands and the way the numerals flow, and even just their logo. You know, it's a very nice package all round. Now to dimensions, and this is where it's probably going to surprise a fair few of you. It is 40mm by 47mm, so it wears really, really well. Only 12mm thick with 20mm lug, so you've got endless lug options right there, but it wears so well on my wrist, and I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist, and you can see it there. The lugs just work super well, considering they're quite straight, but because they're quite short, it just works really well. So go check this one out. I don't think this one will last too long. It is a 2020 model, and as I said, limited edition. Sticking to blue, let's go to the Speedmaster. Now we have a Amiga Speedmaster Schumacher, which is the automatic reduced size, so the slightly smaller with the automatic movement. Speedmasters, really, really cool blue dial on this one, and it's actually from September 2000. It does come with its original guarantee card and an Amiga service pouch, and you can see we've got it paired on a generic mesh bracelet, which I think works really, really well and actually sort of complements the design. Really nice blue dial, pops of red on there, all original. You can see it's got its original crown and everything like that. Nice signed case back. Just a really, really good watch. And the caliber inside here is the automatic Amiga caliber 1143. And the exact reference is the 3810.81.08. Thank you, Amiga, for your long reference numbers. But a really stunning piece, and let's talk about sizes. So it's 39mm. Here on wrist, 39mm by 45mm lug to lug, only 12mm thick with 18mm lugs. So a very, very compact case size on the wrist that works really, really well, and endless options for straps as well. And I always love how these Speedmaster cases wear. I mean, that sloping lugs, the curved lugs as they call them, and obviously the history behind the Speedmaster is undeniably cool. And this one is quite an unusual one. So I don't think it will last long, especially the price we got it at. It's very fair when you consider everything, especially with our 12-month warranty, and the condition's fantastic. From there to the biggest and probably hardest watch on the table, the Bremont. So we haven't had a Bremont in a while, so it's cool to get one in. This is the Martin Baker. You're gonna have to forgive the noise outside. Good old Clerkenwell, always incredibly noisy. There we go. So it's the Martin Baker, specifically the MB2, which has the orange mid case. Really, really cool piece. I've always liked these. I think they're good value for money. Let's give it a whine and get it going as well. So talking about giving it a whine, it's got their Bremont modified caliber 11 1/4 BE 3680 chronometer. What a name. It's basically a heavily modified ETA oscillator. So you can't really go wrong with that movement wise, and they feature, for those of you who know, a triptych case as it's called, because there are 3 parts of the case. You've got the front case, which has the bezel and the glass and the lugs and everything like that. There's the mid case, which is this shell, and then they also have the case back, which is screwed in. Now the mid case has a load of properties, including shock absorption, and it basically holds the movement in the case, and it's pretty well over engineered that they do with these. They used to make them over in Silverstone in the Midlands, where the racetrack is, and now they make it all in-house with the cases and everything like that. They also use a harder stainless steel, which is more resistant to scratching, which is quite apparent after you see some of these that have been worn and enjoyed for many years. They still look very, very good. But a cool watch, and you can see the second hand features the little pull tab, so you might be wondering what that's for. Well, MB, or Martin Baker, is an ejection seat company, and they work very closely with them, and these watches are tested in ejection seats, which obviously submits the person and the watch to a huge amount of G-force and sort of vibration and everything like that. So these are very well tested watches. But let's talk about dimensions. You can see you've got signed crowns. It comes with its box papers. It was serviced in 2018 by Bremont and comes with the paperwork for that. The watch is from 2018. The case was replaced, as they do with most of their services, and it does have the old case still in there. So that's all out of the way. It is 43mm by 50mm, so it's no small watch, but it still wears really, really well thanks to that shorter lug-to-lug length. 14.5mm thick, which makes sense for the overall design, and 22mm lugs, so a really gorgeous dimension for the size. And as you can see, we've got it paired on a Bremont strap at the moment, and it does come with a spare Bremont strap in the package as well. Really cool piece. Go check out the full set pictures on the website and all the details. From there to a fun and gorgeous little Oris. Another favourite for me, and a watch that I've actually wanted to get in stock for a while because I've always been very interested about this reference. This is a mid to late 90s Oris, one most people have either seen when they've been scrolling around eBay and other places, or maybe remember it, depending on how old you are, or have never heard of it. So here we go. Really cool mid-sized diver. With a really nice dark blue dial. We can see we paired it on this blue suede, and the reason it's mid-size is because it's actually 35mm, which is quite unusual. Now you can see you've got a rotating bezel there atop the case, you've got a signed screw down crown, you've got a screw down case back in there, and beating away inside is actually an ETA 2688, which is quite a smaller ETA to obviously fit the case. Now let's show it on wrist, because obviously we've talked about the fact it's a mid-size and that 35mm might be putting a few people off, but I'd say don't let it, because it wears super well. It's 35mm by 42mm lug to lug, 10mm thick and 18mm lugs, so a lot of options here. It would look equally as good on a brown leather strap, but I think on this blue it really pops, and this is a great option for him or for her. I think ladies out there, if you want yourself a nice diver watch that isn't humongous, this is a really cool option. And guys, if you prefer a smaller size diver, this again is a great option for you. So go check it out on the website, really cool images. We've done a good description as well, so go give it a read. Now on to a Tag Heuer chronograph, and don't dismiss it until you see it. Now a Tag Heuer you should not disregard, a really gorgeous Tag Heuer 2000 chronograph from 2004. Specific reference is the 169360, and it's from January 2004, comes with its full box paperwork, spare links, the whole lot. Now why is this watch so cool? Well, you can see it's a variation of the Valjoux 7750 or ETA 7750 movement by the layout with the date, and it does feature a screw down crown, pump pushers, but you can see those hands and that indices, those indices, they are tritium. So because of the age, it's actually from an era where they were still using tritium, which means you get a really cool patina, which you won't get in modern watches, and it's obviously paired on its nice original bracelet. It is a very cool watch, very underrated. You can see it's got the Cyclops on the crystal there. Scrap that, it's got the Cyclops on the dial. I forgot about that. It's not on the crystal, it's actually on the dial where the hole is for the date, so quite an unusual placement for it, which makes a lot of sense because it means you don't get the sort of protrusion on the glass that you usually would. Now let's talk dimensions, shall we? So this is 38mm by 44mm, and it actually is sized to my wrist right now because I enjoy this watch. 38mm by 44mm, 13.5mm thick and 20mm lugs. It wears super well and it looks awesome. I mean, it's like a mid-size like chronograph that's not overly large, it's not tiny, it just works really, really well. And those lume plots, the way they've gone that creamy colour, and same with the hands, I think just works really, really well, and even on the bezel there. A stunning watch, a lot of watch for the money as well, especially when you go check out on the website. The fact you can get an automatic chronograph for this price, with its full box and papers from a brand that is globally recognised. So go check it out. And to finish off, it is none other than a Seiko. And last but definitely not least, a awesome Seiko Lord Matic Stardust dial. Specific reference is a 56068070. And this is from 1976, and specifically July, which we can date via the serial number and reference on the back, but let's get closer in on that dial. Really gorgeous pattern to it, sort of like a Stardust as we've called it. Just a really nice example for really not a lot of money, especially when you consider it's been serviced and it comes with our warranty. Bracelet wise, we do have it paired on a Seiko bracelet, but not the correct Seiko bracelet. It is a Seiko quartz bracelet, but you know what, I think it looks pretty good on it. I quite like it, and it's still a Seiko bracelet. Let's quickly jump onto the dimensions. So 35mm by 41mm, very, very compact on the wrist, only 11mm thick and 18mm lugs. A really stunning example, and I think these are a lot of money for, not a lot of money for what you get, sorry, especially when you consider it's an automatic watch, it's a vintage watch, it's a good condition watch, and it's one that features a less than normal dial. So go check it out, see the macros. and see the description, and you will fall in love just as we have. So there you have it, guys and girls. That is this week's drop. A awesome mix and selection as always, and we always strive to bring this kind of variety, and I can promise you next week also has this kind of variety, so keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to submit your watches that you have for sale, and we will help you in that process, either by consigning, which is where we sell it for you for a commission, or we buy it off you and sell it ourselves and make millions of pounds, of course. So go check out that part of the website, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Keep safe out there, keep well, and thank you again for all the support. It has been insanely heartwarming, so thank you, and see you all again.